Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis and Arundel County and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Friday, March 12th, 2021. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief. Remember, capacities are all lifted tonight at 5 p.m. Please be careful and be responsible. There is a light at the end of this tunnel. Let's not screw it up. Wear your mask, keep your distance, and wash your damn hands. Hey, let's start off with some national news. President Biden signed the most recent stimulus package into law. What that means, if you qualify for a stimulus check, you might see it as early as this weekend. The president also announced a mandate that states must offer vaccines to everyone 16 years of age and older by May 1st. And Biden will also be doing what has eluded Maryland so far, creating a federal website to enable every American to find the nearest local vaccination site and register there for an appointment, without having to search multiple sites and make multiple phone calls in hopes of finding one open spot. In some more local COVID-ish news, Comptroller Peter Franchot has announced that he has delayed the filing deadline for Maryland state taxes until July 15th. But at this point, the feds have not done anything about extending the federal deadline. So for now, your federal taxes are still due on April 15th. If you have a high schooler in Anne Arundel County Public Schools, this is for you. Starting on Wednesday, March 17th, all high schools will start 1 hour late at 8:30 a.m. Now, this is for Wednesdays only. The other 4 days of the week will start regularly at 7:30 a.m. The reason is kind of vague. It's based on feedback that Superintendent Arlotto has received. Arlotto also said that he is pausing the acceptance of requests to switch from virtual to hybrid learning. He said that the schools are working through some of the expected bumps in the road in the new format, and there will be an announcement in the forthcoming weeks that will tell you when they will resume taking requests to switch from online to a hybrid model. Great news for residents of Newtown 20 here in Annapolis. Cruz recently broke ground on the $24 million redevelopment project. It's expected to be reopening next spring. The renewed community will have 78 new energy-efficient units, a large community clubhouse, a new basketball court, and a totlet. It has been such a long time coming and something that really needs to be done with all of the other public housing communities in Annapolis. Here's some food for thought. I'm enrolled in the Leadership Anne Arundel flagship class this year, and it is a fantastic look into the workings of life in Anne Arundel County. For example, yesterday, we got a true behind-the-scenes look at the capabilities of our police, fire, and courts systems. If you are interested in joining next year's class, definitely worth it, and definitely check it out. In other Leadership Anne Arundel news, they are looking for new leaders in the community. Now, COVID has certainly identified many new leaders, and if you are one or know of one, nominate them or yourself to be honored in a new leaders reception in April. But think fast, the deadline for nominations is midnight tonight. You can find out more information on the flagship class as well as to nominate new leaders at leadershipaa.org. Again, that's leadershipaa.org. I highly recommend it. And in yet another sign that things may be getting closer to normal, this year the Preakness will not be held in October. It will return to its rightful position as the second leg of the Triple Crown and will be run on May 15th at Pimlico. This is according to the Maryland Jockey Club, which released the news yesterday afternoon. There is still no word on crowds or crowd size, but the capacity at Pimlico is 120,000. And finally, a few events and reminders. The 7th annual Shamrock Stroll is in full swing. Search for the details on Facebook, but the gist of it is you go to your favorite local restaurant or pub. $20 gets you a pair of koozies and all sorts of specials around town for the rest of the month. And proceeds benefit our local restaurants. The inaugural Annapolis Oyster Festival is also underway until next Friday. If you are into oysters, you want to go to AnnapolisOysterFest.com to find out all the different participating restaurants. And if you are looking to get out on St. Paddy's Day on Wednesday and head to one of the area's best Irish pubs, Galway Bay, Brian Boru, or Killarney House, give them a call today to make your reservations now. Capacities have been increased, but they still need to maintain that 6 foot between tables, and it will be crowded. Hey, it is St. Paddy's Day. So if you want to get your authentic Irish on, as Bill Engvall might say, here's your sign. Okay, that wraps up the news for us today. As always, thank you for listening. And if you are somewhere where you can leave a rating or a review, please do. And make sure you let your friends, family, and colleagues know to give us a follow. It really helps. A quick thank you to the sponsors for today's Daily News Brief, Solar Energy Services up in Millersville, and to the Christy Neidhart team of Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster company. It is Friday, so I'm just going to say have a great weekend, be safe, wash your hands, and I will see you here on Monday. Now hang tight. George Young is here with your locally forecast weather report. He's coming up in about 60 seconds, but first, you know this drill. Rick Peters from Solar Energy Services.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. Have you been looking for ways to save money recently? Maybe you should consider solar energy for your home. Or are you waiting for the technology to get cheaper? If so, how long are you going to wait? Today's solar costs less than 20% of what it cost 10 years ago. But while solar prices have declined every year, so have the financial incentives. Bottom line, if you wait for cheaper solar, you're also waiting for lower incentives. Take my home, for example. My solar system was installed in 2010, and it's been paid off for almost 5 years, and I no longer have to buy any electricity for another 15 to 20 years. If I waited for cheaper solar, I'd still be paying an electric bill. At Solar Energy Services, we have thousands of satisfied customers who are sure glad they didn't wait. So what are you waiting for? Sunshine's a wasted. Call us today for a free solar design at 410-923-6090 or on the web at solarsaves.net.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMDV Weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMDV Weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMDV Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Friday, March 12th. Yesterday was about as good as it gets for the first half of March, with temps in the 75 to 80 degree range for most, though temps right near the water were only in the mid to upper 50s for some if the wind was coming from the still cold water onto the land. And temps will still be warm for most spots in Anne Arundel County today, with highs in the mid-60s to maybe low 70s in spots, though clouds will be on the increase, and a few showers are possible as well as a frontal boundary moves through, bringing some breezy winds again in the PM and nighttime hours before a sunny day Saturday with highs in the low to mid-50s, followed by more sun on Sunday with highs upper 50s to maybe low or mid-60s in spots. As for next week, active weather will return after a sunny but cold Monday with temps only in the mid to upper 40s, with a chance of a rain-snow mix late Monday night or Tuesday morning, before all rain most of Tuesday possibly lasting into Wednesday morning with highs returning to the 50s Wednesday and Thursday after early week 40s. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DCMDV Weather. Make it a great weekend out there. Stay healthy and be safe, and be sure to get our free app on all of your devices by searching DCMDV Weather in the Apple or Google App Store. And also be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and use our website each day by visiting DCMDVAweather.com, so you can always stay weather informed.
Another moving moment from Christy Neidhart of the Christy Neidhart team from Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster company.
I've always loved being a realtor because to me, it's more than a job. It's something that gives me an incredible sense of helping others. And this year in particular, when so many people we've helped had to move rather than wanted to move, it gave me an even greater sense of purpose. Whatever the reason for someone's move, from a career relocation to simply needing to downsize, it has truly been super rewarding and a privilege to be able to assist our clients through all the steps of their journeys. Though it hasn't always been easy, we've learned new ways of navigating the home buying and selling process. So whether you need to say goodbye to your current home or are looking for a new house to start the next chapter of your life in, the Christy Neidhart team is here to work with you and for you, because truly we are all in this together.
That's another moving moment from Christy Neidhart. To get in touch, call 410-295-6579 or visit kn-team.com. That's kn-team.com.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at EyeOnAnnapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.